ride, shorty, I wanna ride.
I wanna rock, yeah. Watch me ride in the spaceship, yeah. Watch me slide as a glide, as a ride in the spaceship.
You peep the ledger, nothing ever fresher. Find me dipping old school, candy paint is pressure. I do it to the letter, little baby sweet as nectar. With the flavor that's tailor-made from the ancestors. And baby, it's whatever, I'm moving in the stellar. I thank the Lord, cause real niggas, we gon' live forever. I'm on a different level, I mean a different level. It's something special how we slide in the holy vessel. And yeah, it's presidential, no, this is not a rental. We came a long way from broken oats and porcelain. No need for incidentals, the Lord provided simple. So I was told to buy a sword, so I keep a pistol. And you can get your issue, this ain't no tough talk. I make it clear, baby, I walk it how I talk. And yeah, Kwame been a boss, as I'm dipped in the sauce, while I ride in the spaceship.
Shorty, I wanna ride, shorty, I wanna ride.
I wanna rock, yeah. Take a ride in the spaceship. Watch me slide in the glide, there's a ride on the spaceship.
Shorty, I wanna ride, shorty, I wanna ride.
I wanna rock, yeah. Watch me ride in the spaceship. Watch me slide as a glide, as a ride in the spaceship.
Window down, so you know it's me. Knocking pictures off the wall when I swing down on any street. Fifth wheel showing naked ass, chrome gal parked on that wet paint. Boy, that's a super freak. It's the Tejano Poppy, can't clock me. Hater blockers on designer label, say Versace. Rolls out of conference, Daniel Sons to Miyagi. I be on my player shit, one West, they be hating, yeah. Trying to throw salt in the game, but ain't no sweating it. I be on my grind, if it's mine, yeah, I'm taking it. Vibe so authentic when she with you, yeah, she faking it. I'ma bump her down and move around and make space for it. So boomerang as I slide in, do my thing. Water tie, Saturday, boy, I'm speaking booty time. Sidestepping out scallywags, cause that cootie time. Tricks is for kids, and my name ain't David Blaine. I'm a moonwalk like Michael, stop playing shorty, cause these other niggas just remain. Ow.
I wanna rock, yeah. Take a ride in the spaceship. Watch me slide in the glide, there's a ride on the spaceship.
Shorty, I wanna ride, shorty, I wanna ride.
I wanna rock, yeah. Watch me ride in the spaceship. Watch me slide as a glide, as a ride in the spaceship.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my houses. Yes, you said.
Should a murderer go to jail for murdering?
Absolutely.
Should a thief go to jail when he steals?
Absolutely.
Should a robber pay back the money he robbed?
Absolutely.
So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did?
That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog.
It's a dog.
Payback is a dog.
It's a
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every crack and surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cages, safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood cell. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. There was design fire for our babies to pass through it. And the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Someday you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Testing, testing. Up, hold up. I'm not connected. What? You hear me? Oh, here you go. Now I'm coming out of this microphone. How do I sound? All right. Shalom, Israel. This is the ISUPK star out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. This is Thursday night scripture breakdown class. And before I get started, do you have a question? If anybody in the class got any questions online, you can ask your question online and I'll answer it. But the title of the class is Where is Your Treasure Part 2? This is the first time in a long time that I've been able to actually remember to do a part 2. But I have to do it though because there's last week we talked about what did we talk about last week? See how many people was paying attention. I said there's two types of people. Go ahead.
I have the scriptures last week. We went with one that was about giving unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, if I can paraphrase it, not having your treasure be working.
Both of y'all say the same thing. Basically, what is your treasure? You and young man Shaq. Y'all both right. It's about where your treasure actually is, what it actually is, and what it's not supposed to be, right? And I said that it's okay for you to want to get some money because you're supposed to want to get money because Christ said, occupy until I return. So you're supposed to be trying to get some money. But your treasure can't just be getting money. Cause then that'll I mean your mind can't just be get the money because then that's gonna become your treasure outside of serving the most high. But on the flip, you can't not get money. You can't not go out there and get it. You can't make excuse to be lazy, to be a slut. It's the scriptures call it the spirit of a sluggard, right? So that's what we're gonna talk about now. That second type of person who instead of chasing the bag and having all the ambition under the earth, you ain't got no ambition. You ain't got your treasure is right where you at. Your life being right where it is. You want a good, happy, peaceful, calm life? That's the life of the sluggard. Life is war. Life is hard and it's challenging, especially if you're a brother. It's hard and it's challenging if you're a sister, though. Sisters got a lot of pressures on them. They gotta appease their husband, look right for their husband, look right for the world and the view of the world because they represent their husband. All type of things. Not to mention the taking care of the children, taking care of the home. Women got all kind of pressures on them, right? But us brothers, we got a different type of pressure on us. But the pressure is still the same. It's pressure. Life ain't supposed to be calm and easy and smooth sailing. Because without war, you're gonna become soft. You're gonna become weak. And then when bad things start to happen, you're gonna freak out because you don't know what to do. Right? So let's start. Uh let's go to should we go to Proverbs first? Hmm. Let's go to James 2 and 14 first, actually. James, the book of James, chapter 2 and verse 14. I think that's a good starting place because what is faith? Go ahead.
So I mean, if I could, faith is faith is belief. Faith, in my understanding, faith equates to
What does that mean? What does that look like?
well, having faith in something, and having faith in context of this, having faith in truth is believing that it is true and living in that example.
That's what faith is. It's living it, believing it, doing it. Faith ain't never just I believe. Believe in one's actions. So before you just believe in one's actions, young man, you have or after you believe in one's actions, that has to lead you to start actually doing the thing that you believe in. That's what real faith is, right? That's the start though, is believing in one's action. You believe in the thing that you've been taught, you believe in the thing that you've learned, but what's the expression of that faith? Is actually doing the thing that you've been taught. We tell you all the time in the truth, not to smoke weed, sleep with whores, uh eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, all of those things because that's what the law says, right? So we do the things contained in the law, but the reason why we do it is because we believe in the Most High. We believe that there's a punishment coming for us that when we do it, but also that there's a reward for those of us who put our own pride down, our own way of thinking down, and start doing what the Most High commanded us. Start serving Him the way He wants us to serve Him. That's what belief is. That's what faith really is, right? It's action. But go ahead and read verse 14 if you got it.
So it's the book of James, chapter 2, verse 14. What doth it profit, my brethren,
What does it profit, my brethren? Keep going.
though a man say he hath faith and have not works?
Hmm.
Can faith save him?
That's the question being asked. What does it profit a man that says he got faith but ain't got no works? That's Christianity. They say they got faith. They say they believe in God, but what are they doing to show that they believe in God? That's IUIC. They say they got faith. They say they believe in God, but what are they doing for the poor of the black and Hispanic community? Nothing. You know what they do to them? They do to the poor of the black and Hispanic communities? They go to our hoods, yell at the kids, call them monsters, They tell you that you're wrong, and they say that it's actually a sin to feed the poor. Because there's a verse in the Bible that says, give not unto a sinner. I'm paraphrasing, give not unto sinners. Give not unto sinners doesn't justify you in not showing brotherhood to the brothers and sisters that need help. If give not unto sinners meant that, then Nehemiah would have never started the camp. Ezra would have never followed suit. None of the prophets would have done the things that they did because everybody around them was sinners. They was the ones choosing if they was gonna bring everybody back to the Most High. They could have just said, "Well, if y'all, I'm gonna just serve the Lord, and then whatever happened, happened." But they gave unto the sinners. But other people would tell you don't do that. They say that that's a sin, right? So they say they got faith, but they ain't got no works. What works do they have? They're going to Africa and building up IUIC schools. We call them churches. That's really what they are in Africa. They ain't doing nothing over here. Go ahead.
Slovakia, I have an unrelated question.
Go ahead.
Okay. And for Slovakia, I also was asking this days ago, like 2 days, 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
So I was listening to class, right?
Mm-hmm.
Heard this piece of information again that Native Americans from here had been circulating throughout here to Europe, like specifically in Spain.
Mm-hmm.
That's a small fact about the transatlantic slave, right? So I wanted to know, do we have any pulse on like what came of those Native American people? Did they come back? Did they get circled back around me? Or did they go there and stay? Did they die over there? Because I know that prior to colonial uh, you know, colonists coming over here,
Mm-hmm.
Tainos, Trevor Rubin, Gad, all those people kind of mixing all up together, you know. Issachar as well, all together over here. I know this for a fact because my in Trinidad, our Spain, we're Arawak as well. So very, very different. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Um, so I just wanted to know if you
So the transatlantic slave trade started in 1492 in South America first, and then eventually North America. But it started down there, and they took them to Europe, like you said, mostly to Spain. But if you have you ever been to Germany? If you go to Germany now, there's a lot of Mexicans out there. There's a lot of Mexicans out there. That's where they come from. They come from the transatlantic slave trade. Some of them just stayed there. The vast majority of them that went there stayed there, and then some of them came back. But the vast majority of them just stayed there because it was already there. You know what I'm saying? But do you have a specific question about that or no?
yeah, it came up because of a specific instance. But that was really just a question. It's just um, did they get circled back around or like carried them back around on that boat?
No. So Slovakia. So after slavery, the ones that chose that they wanted to come back here, they found a way to get back here either by boat, uh, mostly by boat. It really wasn't by plane, really, but you know what I'm saying. But a lot of them, the vast majority of them, I would imagine, they just stayed there until later generations. Then they flew back home. But you know, it's like being in America. Once you've been in America, why I'm gonna go back to Africa for? You know, you got some weird black people that, well, it's different, I guess, because there's a cultural stigma that we believe that we need to be there, versus them. They don't feel like they have to be back in South America. They're cool with being in Europe. They're cool there. You know.
The reason I was is because I I I I know someone's name, and she looks. I know we don't go by skin shape, right? But at the same
Hmm.
time, it's very like it's a very to respect her, right?
Hmm.
But at the same
You got a
time,
preset for that?
uh,
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
but at the same time, I know that Spaniards specifically have a very gypsy-ish, pseudo-Mediterranean type look to it, and that is not our visual at all.
So yeah, so you don't want to get caught up in appearance at all because There's an argument that could be made that a lot of our Latino brothers and sisters look like Asians, you know, specifically the brothers and sisters from Venezuela. They look like Asians, but they're not Asians, you know. But there's an argument that could be made. So just because you look like a certain people doesn't necessarily make you those people. So if the people that you're describing have a certain look to them, by and large, so I would do is I would research and find out where them people come from. If you're talking about people from Spain specifically, Spain is in Italy, right? You know what else is in Italy? Well, yeah, but Rome is in Italy. The Roman Empire, descendants of the Roman Empire, those white people, they populated Spain. They was already out there really, but once the fall of the Roman Empire happened, they was really populating those areas. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Spain isn't it? They're both in Europe, but
My bad. Yeah, Spain is a country. My bad. My bad. Yeah. But you get my point though. It was all part of the Roman Empire. You know what I'm saying? And so it would stand to reason that those people would migrate out and be among every other place, every other people. So you would have to look at what the original people of that land look like. But again, you don't really want to get caught up in appearance anyway, because there's a bunch of admixture and stuff like that. Like the scriptures say that Ephraim is a pancake unturned. So half of Ephraim gonna be brown, some of them gonna be dark as hell, and the other half of Ephraim gonna be light as hell. You know what I'm saying? So you can't go by what the skin look, what the person look like, phenotype. We don't deal with none of that. You know what I'm saying? And the boy. But what was that? What was that?
James 2:14.
Keep going.
Verse 15. If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily, of daily,
This is the verse that you go to cut that crap. That it's a sin to give unto the poor. Because this verse is telling you to do so, right? But keep going.
verse 16. And one of you say, depart in peace, be you warned and filled.
What do you think that's saying right there? Who else says that to people? I'm gonna give you a hint. The Christian church says that to people. But how do they say it? Read it again. Read what it says.
Uh,
Verse 16.
verse 16. And one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be you warned and filled.
All right, so they're coming to you. So brother or sister coming to you, they naked and they hungry. And you tell them to go in peace, be warm, and be filled. How does the Christian church say that to people? That's like saying, I'm gonna pray for you, brother. So they telling you what to do. They're telling you everything gonna be all right, but they're not doing nothing to help you. I'm gonna pray for you, brother. Keep reading.
Notwithstanding, ye give them not those things which are needful to the body. What doth it profit?
You see? It's the same thing as you saying, brother, I'm hungry. I need some food. Well, brother, just keep on keeping on. I know you're hungry, but just keep on keeping going. Everything gonna be all right. No, nigga, you give that brother something to eat. You know what I'm saying? But there's people out here that don't do that. So the point in bringing this verse is because people say that they got faith, but they don't express that faith. They got the spirit of greed on them. There's a bunch of reasons why they don't express that faith. But in relation to the class, though, their treasure is not in helping brothers and sisters. Their treasure is in their own gain. They want you to come to them and rely on them and say that they're the greatest people on earth. But when it comes time to you actually needing them, they're not there. They don't express that faith. Keep going.
Verse 17. Even faith, even through faith, if it hath not works, is dead, being alone.
By itself, faith is dead. Faith ain't worth nothing because it's just faith. It's just saying, believing, saying that you believe in something. But real faith is action. Real love for your brothers and sisters is sacrifice to your brothers and sisters. That's why I said you can't serve the Most High and have a peaceful, regular life. You're gonna have some good, cool, calm, regular days. But best believe your life is about to be full of storms and turmoil. Why? Because you're going against the grain. The world wants you to be all docile and weird and weak and not ready to fight at a moment's notice to defend the thing that you say you believe in, to defend the ones that you claim that you love. But the truth don't let you do that. The truth demands that you are always ready to be a warrior, always ready to be a soldier, because that's what Christ demanded of us. That's what he demanded of all of his men. His men, he told the rich man, he said, "What else? He said, I've kept the law my whole life. What more can I do?" Christ said, sell all you got and follow me. This nigga was rich. He wasn't finna give up his wealth because he didn't have real faith. He had faith in words. That's why he said, I followed the law my whole life. I'm blameless of sin. So what else can I do to get the kingdom? Christ said, you really want to do it, then sell all you have and follow me. And he couldn't do it. People out here have faith according to word, according to tongue, but not their actions don't show it. You know, so you don't ever want to be that type of person. And having faith means that when you have that opportunity to do something, the Lord puts an opportunity in your lap, you seize it. You don't just let it sit there on the floor. You pick it up and you make something happen with whatever opportunity presents itself before you. That's what real faith is. You pray for the Lord to give you the strength to stop smoking cigarettes. Well, He's gonna make you want to smoke a cigarette every 5 minutes. And eventually you're gonna have to work up the strength to say, I'm not gonna smoke because it's what I asked for. It's not gonna be magic. You're gonna want to stop wanting to fuck, excuse my language, you're gonna want to stop messing with whores. The Lord's gonna put the baddest slut in your face. She's gonna be everywhere. She's gonna be on you, throwing it at you. And you're gonna have to make a choice. Am I gonna hit that or am I gonna say nah, because it's not what I'm trying to do no more? Real faith is not just asking for the thing that the Lord believing. You can say in your mind, I believe the Lord gonna take this from me. That's cool and that's fine. But real faith is actually believing he's gonna do it. And then when the opportunity comes to show that you believe it, you prove the Lord right. You prove that you believe that he was gonna do what you asked him to do by passing that test when it comes, not failing it every single time and then hating yourself later on. Because that's when you know that your faith is messed up. It's not right because you know what you're doing is wrong, but you still do it anyway. You don't want to do it, but you still do it. Paul talked about. Let me find it. No, we don't want to. That. I get that precept for y'all later. But basically, I'm gonna paraphrase. He said, "Uh, that which I do, I don't want to." I'm paraphrasing. He said, "That which I do, I don't want to do, and that I want to do, I don't do." Paul is a man of great faith, but even he had that same problem. There was a thing that he didn't want to have to do. He didn't want to do, but he didn't have enough strength not to do it. And the thing that he wanted to do, he didn't have the strength to do it. That's the spirit of a sluggard. It's not gonna come easy. It's gonna come with fighting, right? So let's go to Matthew 25. Shoot, we can start at verse 1. We're gonna read this whole chapter damn near. Because this is really what I was referring to back last week, talking about that other type of spirit. So go to Matthew 25 and verse 1. Go ahead. No, read when you get it. Salaki. And again, if anybody in the chat has any questions, put your questions in the chat and I'll answer them.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins.
Right. So that the kingdom of heaven is about to be likened unto 10 virgins. This is Christ talking, right? This is a parable he's telling the disciples to tell them to be prepared. Don't just get ready, stay ready. It's all about actions. Your treasure is supposed to be in the Most High. It's supposed to be in the reward at the end. But to get the reward at the end, you got to fight. You got to work. Whatever your flesh is telling you to do that's contrary to it, you got to fight it and you got to win. Right? Keep going.
Kohan, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom.
So you got 10 women that got lamps going forth to meet the bridegroom. Keep going.
Verse 2. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish.
Them 5 wise women, they were the ones that didn't just get ready, they stayed ready. Versus the foolish ones, they had a spirit of slumber on them, the spirit of a sluggard on them, right? They was ready, and then they laid down and was chilling. We're gonna read it. They laid back and was chilling. So then when the time came, they missed the opportunity. Why? Because they didn't stay ready. Keep going.
Verse 3. They that were foolish took lamps and took no oil.
That's the difference between getting ready and staying ready. Staying ready means that I'm ready to fight now and I'll be ready to fight tomorrow. Right now, there is no war, but I'm training for the war that's going to possibly come. That's staying ready. Getting ready, I'm training right now. I'm ready to fight. All right, cool. I learned how to fight. I got good hands. Now I'm finna go eat Burger King for the next 3 months. Now it's time to fight. And you all out of breath and winded after 2 swings. And you get whooped. Keep going.
Verse 4. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps.
They took oil in their vessels with their lamps. So they got their lamps, right? And then they got their vessel to carry more oil in it. So when they run out of oil in a lamp, they got more to pour in there if they need to. Keep going.
Verse 5. While the bride tearing, they slackened. Yeah, slackened. While the bride tearing, they all slumbered and slept.
See, so they all went and laid back and was chilling. So you got 5 of them that got oil in their lamps, and 5 of them that got oil in their lamps and oil in their containers. So that when the oil in their lamp run out, they got oil in their containers. A wise person would just cut the lamp off and lay down and chill. But these are women. So they got the lamps on and they're running and they're running. And the oil just constantly burning. Right? Keep going.
Verse 6. And at midnight there was a cry made, behold, bride cometh, go ye out to meet him. Verse 7. And all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps.
Keep going.
Verse 8. And the foolish said unto the wise, give us your oil, for our lamps are gone out.
You see, they said, give us your oil for our lamps is gone out. They had the opportunity, just like the other sisters had the opportunity to be prepared. But instead of being prepared, they just got ready. I know he's coming. I don't know what time he's coming, but I know he's going to come. So I just need to make sure I got oil in my lamp. Make sure that my lamp can burn. But then what happens when you run out of oil? What happens if that nigga take a long time? What happens if maybe he say, I don't want to deal with y'all today. I'll deal with y'all tomorrow. Well, the other sisters, they're already prepared. They got their oil. They ready to go meet him as soon as he's here. Versus the rest of the sisters, they got to go back and go get more oil, even if it is tomorrow. They're not ready for when he shows up randomly saying, hey, let's go. Right? It's about being prepared. Your treasure is supposed to be the end goal. It's supposed to be the prize at the end of the fight, not the chance to fight. But there's different type of people, right? There's people who ain't got they don't have no desire to gain nothing out of life. You got people that's overly ambitious and they treasure is everything in the world. But then you got other people who ain't got no treasure at all, and it's just they living in the moment. That hippie stuff. Don't be that way either. Because that spirit of sluggard is strong and it'll ruin your life. It'll ruin your chances. The Lord will be done through opportunity after opportunity, blessing after blessing at you, chance after chance for you to grow and to be everything that you've been praying that you could be, and you'll miss out on all of it because you was worried about what's going on the game, what's going on with in the streets, instead of focusing and locking in on what you're supposed to be locked in on. You know what I'm saying? Keep going. Verse 9.
Verse 9. But the wise answered, saying, not so, lest there be not enough for us and you.
Now that's not unfair. Do you think that's unsisterly to say, nah, we ain't give you none of our oil? It's not unsisterly at all. Because y'all had the same opportunity that I had to get prepared. You got ready, but were you prepared? No. What about plan B? In case plan A don't work. What about plan C through Z? If plan B don't work, you have to prepare for every eventuality that could possibly go wrong. And even then, you still might not be prepared. But there's a difference in person, in character, between a person who prepares for all potential eventualities and a person who don't. I can't tell you, you can't tell me that you love your family if you weren't prepared for in the event that your lights get cut off and your baby ain't got no diapers versus the brother that got a stockpile of extra diapers, a stockpile of extra bottles of water to prepare just in case things go wrong with his family, something go wrong in his living situation. I think I know he loves his family versus you who didn't prepare. Go ahead.
So if I could, this is I'm driving.
Mm-hmm.
Stay ready to okay.
Exactly. It's bred into us. But you know what that's from though? It's from the law. It's from the what is that? Book of Joshua, where we went into all them wars constantly. We was all even before that, shoot, when we walked out of Egypt, when we was in Sinai and we built the tabernacle and set up the tents all around it. We was always listening for the trumpet. We was always prepared because at a moment's notice, the trumpet could be blown and it's time for us to move. By night, they walked by the fire, and by day, they walked by the cloud. But when it was time to go, they was listening for the trumpet. That's what the memorial of blowing the trumpet. Give the Lord a hand. That's a perfect segue. September 2nd, I'm flocking. September 11th, 9/11, 2026. We got the memorial of the blowing of trumpets, right? While everybody was supposed to be listening and waiting for Christ to come back, listening for the trumpet, people was at work in the building, getting their money, trading on the stock market, worried about the cash, worried about the bad. Their treasure was there. You know what happened? They died. 3,000, I believe it was. People died in 9/11 because they weren't prepared. They heard about Christ. They went to church. A lot of them was Catholics and Christians. I lied like to wager 90% of them was Catholic or Christian. They was in America, in New York. But what preparedness did they have? Obviously, you could not prepare for nothing like that. You don't know, obviously. But it's just an example, though, that they weren't listening for the trumpets. They could have been at home. They could have not been so caught up in the stock exchange. There's way more professions. That's for people who have an addiction to getting money and gambling. You know what I'm saying? That addiction is dangerous because then it'll lead to you to potentially being in a pool. Sidebar. This is a perfect segue to that. So right across the street, that blue building. You know what that is? That's the numbers house. It got raided. The fuzz was all in there yesterday. Hmm. You could end up in that situation if you had a gambling addiction. You end up over there, you get caught up in there, and I'm telling what they're doing to you. I'm telling what's going on. And they season everything that you got off of that. You know what I'm saying? It's a perfect segue, but keep going. Where we at? First, keep going. Good.
Verse 9. But
Hmm.
the wise answered, saying, not speak, lest there be not enough for us and you.
Hmm.
But go ye rather to them that sell, and buy for yourself.
That's something they should have did from the jump. Instead of being only prepared for the moment, you were supposed to always be thinking about, well, what something go wrong. I need to make sure I got a backup. What if my lamp get kicked over and all my oil spill out? Then what? I ain't gonna have no oil. So I need to have some for backup. That's how you're supposed to view life. Your faith in the Most High, your faith in the truth, means that you're gonna get up and prepare for the potential eventuality that your spirit go weak. You gotta have some type of game plan in your mind, some type of blocker that's gonna say, when you get to the point like, man, I'm tired of doing this truth shit, man. Fuck this. Nah, I can't do that. I done came too far. Everything that World War III is happening. Donald Trump wigged and flew off today. He done got attempted assassinated. All the countries that he's been allies with have all been turning on each other, let alone him. And everybody's being drawn into the war. All the signs are pointing to Christ coming back. We don't know when it's gonna happen, but we know the things that's gonna happen before he does, and they're happening now. So I have this knowledge. My studying and knowing this knowledge is the thing, the blocker that keep me from being thinking, man, fuck this. I'm tired of doing this. I'm tired of being in here. I don't get to go hang out on Saturdays, get to enjoy my Saturday. I got to go to camp and stand in the hot ass sun and talk about things that people don't want to hear about. The thing that stops me from being that, that's supposed to stop you from being that, is the knowledge that you have from being in here. The knowledge that you've got from watching classes, listening to debates, all them things. That wisdom is what's supposed to stop you from being here. And you're supposed to be chasing after wisdom as if it's a woman. But you got a spirit of a sluggard on you. If it's not your treasure, you're not gonna do that. You're gonna be content with what life is right now. You're gonna be happy being a slave. You're gonna be like Stephen from Django. You know what I'm talking about? Samuel Jackson. You're gonna be him, happy being a slave. Cool with massa. Your lot in life is better than every other nigga lot in life, so you cool. So what if it's black children out here being molested? Mine ain't being molested. So what if it's black children out here being kidnapped by white people and put in cages? Mine ain't being kidnapped by white people and put in cages. No, that is not the spirit to have. It's easy to be okay and complacent in this place because this place is designed for us to be that way. The Lord won't have you be that way. You're supposed to want something more from life than being a slave, a third class citizen. Where your life, there's a question. Asian lives matter don't exist. Arabs lives matter don't exist. White lives matter don't exist. Chinese lives matter don't exist. Nobody. Hawaiian lives matter don't exist. Only Black Lives Matter exists. Why do you think Black Lives Matter has to exist? Because there's a question about whether or not our lives matter. Because if they mattered as much as those other heathen nations' lives matter to them, we would have a sense of urgency about getting up out of this condition. There wouldn't be a million conversations about, well, this is what black people need to do to get better. This is what black people need to do to get better. And nobody not doing nothing. That's belief. That's faith. Where's the works? That's what this is. The works. We got the faith, all the faith in the world we do. Every Saturday, we say them prayers and turn to the east. You sit outside the car openly and turn face to the east. That's real faith. But the works is us actually doing the thing that the faith requires instead of just waiting on somebody to come and save us. That's the thing that the blackity black community always like to say about us. Y'all just waiting on Sky Daddy come and save y'all. Nah, nah, we're doing the work that Sky Daddy told us to do on earth. That's gonna provoke him to come and save us. But it starts with us doing that work. We can't be lazy, right? We're gonna skip that parable. Let's jump down to verse 17. No, verse 13.
Verse 13. Watch therefore, for ye neither know the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh.
We don't know when Christ's coming. All we know is that we best be ready for when he comes. You can't be ready when he comes. So that means what? Go ahead.
Stay ready.
Stay ready. Exactly. Constantly be preparing. Constantly be thinking about what better can I do to push this truth. Constantly be feeling like this truth don't move unless you the one moving it. That's you staying ready. Because when Christ comes back, the last place you want to be is outside. What they call was it? Without. When the Bible talks about without, that's what without means. It don't mean without having the truth. It means we're within. You don't want to be without. Out there. Outside of the border of the protection of the Lord. Good.
As a young man, working on to push the truth.
I got a perfect answer for you because I had the same question. And the Lord showed me the answer to that question. I was at the slave one day. I used to work for Alaska, the fan place company. They make fans, metal fans. And I was on the welder. I would come to work every day dressed just like that. Every night. 8 p.m. to 11, no, 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. was my shift. And I would come to work every day, all black, boots, pants, shirt, everything. One thing I didn't have was a headpiece on. But every day I'm in the slave, and brothers will walk up to me, man. What is it that you doing? Why are you dressed in all black every time you come in here? And I explained to him I'm in the truth. I can't teach him, but I could show him what the truth was. They said, "Damn, nigga, you like a walking billboard for that shit." Yeah, that's what you do. That's how you do it. You being different than what the world expects you to be. How old are you? 31. Man, I thought you was older than that, my bad. But you being 31, you know what I'm saying? People expecting people like you to be anything but what you are, especially not seeing you in all black and being severe and what's the word, austere, being focused. They expect you to be high out your mind, drunk out your mind, overtaken with women with gallus. They expect you to be all of those things. They don't expect you to be a man. They don't expect you to have morality, to be grounded somewhere. So when they see you, just seeing you and what you've become and what you're becoming, that's how you push the truth as a young man and as a trooper. The trooper you still can't teach, but as a trooper, you can damn show what you've learned through your life, through your physical being. You know what I'm saying? How you carry yourself. Bro. Where was we at?
13.
Keep reading.
Come on, verse 14. For the kingdom of heaven is as a man travailing into a far country,
Mm-hmm.
which called his own servants, Slakia, who called his own servants, and delivered unto them his goods.
So the kingdom of heaven is like a man traveling to a far country. Who's the man? Good. Exactly. The kingdom of heaven. I ain't gonna ask you why you see. Is that a guess? What made you say Christ? Oh, it was a guess. It was a good guess. You're right. But so the kingdom of heaven is like a man going into a far country. Christ came. He died. He left us that sacrifice, that clean slate. He left that to us. Then he went to a far country, right? And then he sold his goods unto his servants and delivered them. Keep going.
Oh, come on. Verse 15. And unto one he gave 5 talents.
So unto one, he gave 5 talents, meaning he gave his life. Keep going.
To another 2,
Mm-hmm.
and to another 1.
So you got one servant got 5 talents, one servant got 2 talents, another servant got one. These talents all represent the same clean slate. It ain't about how clean the slate is, it's a clean slate. It ain't about how much each person got. It's about the fact that they were left something by their master. Keep going. After you finish, keep going. Verse
14.
15. No, 16. Salaki. Go ahead.
And delivered. Wait, stop. Verse 15.
Start from the top.
Oh, God, verse 15. And unto one he gave 5 talents,
Mhm.
to another 2, and to another 1,
Keep going.
to every man according to his several, to his
Several.
ability.
Do you understand what that means right there? What it's saying? He gave them according to what they were able to do something with, right? Same thing with that clean slate. We all got the same clean slate, right? But for each one of us, that means something different. Your slate might need to be cleaned a little bit less than mine. My shit might have been much more dirtier than yours. There's a nigga shit might be much more dirtier than mine, right? So at different degrees, it's according to what you need, what you're able to deal with, to do with. I mean, so like, keep going.
And straightway took his journey.
So he cleaned the slate, then he left. Keep going.
Verse 16. Then he that received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents.
So he took the blessing that the Lord gave him, the opportunity to repent, to change his life and serve the Most High, and he doubled that. He did more with that. He produced fruit with that. Keep going.
Verse 17. And likewise that he had received 2, he also gave other 2.
That brother did the same thing. He took what opportunity he had to push the truth and make himself valuable to the Most High. He did the same thing and he produced fruit. Keep going.
Verse 18. But he that received 1 went and digged in the earth and hid his Lord's money.
That's where the problem comes. That spirit of sluggardness, instead of trying to do something to prove the Lord that his sacrifice was worth doing, your life was worth saving, you just went ahead and just did what you wanted to do and ignored the sacrifice. Then he buried it and just walked away. That's what people do with their lives. Instead of getting up and people damn near die every day. And instead of dying, the Lord gives them an opportunity to live. A bullet whizzed by a nigga head on the train, in the car on the street. He almost caught it straight, but didn't catch it. He survived and made it away from that environment for that moment. And instead of coming to the Most High, he went deeper into it, or he just continued in the life he was going, or he turned to Christianity. That's the problem. We supposed to see the problems that afflict us. The Lord is actively showing you that you don't have to deal with this no more, and then you get up and do something about it. Don't hide yourself from the opportunity, like this person in this verse. Keep reading.
Verse 19. After a long time, the Lord of those spirits cometh and reckoneth with them.
Because we don't know when Christ coming back, and after a long time, Christ is gonna come back, and He gonna deal with us. He gonna reckon with us. He gonna look at every one of us and see. I brought you out the world when you was 27 years old. You've been in the truth since then. But what have you done since you've been in the truth? You ain't raised up no man. You ain't sought to feed nobody. You ain't tried to earn no rank by doing glorious things to stand out, to prove that your faith in the Lord is real. You ain't done nothing to show yourself ready to be a leader. Or you've done the opposite and you did exactly all of those things, those 5 things I just named. We don't know what he gonna come back and report. All we know is we need to be ready for when he comes back to see what he reports on us. Keep going.
Verse 20. And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents,
So he brought the things that he had doubled up on. Keep going.
saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained besides them 5 talents more.
I have increased. Keep going.
Verse 21. His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful spirit.
That's what we want to hear. That's the reward. When you put all the work in that we put into this truth and you endure until the end, that's what you're waiting to hear from Christ. Well done, my good and faithful servant. That means more to me than missing out on all the partying, all the games. Just the chance to hear him say that means way more than everything else that the world could ever offer me. I'm not missing nothing that ain't gonna happen tomorrow. I'm not missing nothing that's gonna happen, not gonna happen next week, next month, next year. All these things are constantly gonna happen, but I don't know when Christ's gonna come back. And I only have one chance to hear him say them words to me. So I need to be prepared. Those things can wait. Keep going.
Thou hast been faithful over a few things.
hmm
I will make thee over many things.
That's what's coming. The rulership over many things because we was faithful in little things. When he forgives that, when Christ died and we got the clean slate, and then we actually use the clean slate for what it was intended for, to bring other people to get them their slate clean. Now we're gonna become rulers of many things. That's how cities get built. That's how schools get built. That's how whole zones get built. Because the brother took the faith that he had, and he acted on it, and made increase. His slate got wiped clean. He learned that he needed to wipe other people's slates, but he couldn't do it by himself. He had to have faith in the Lord and do what the Lord expected of him to do. That's what drew people in. That's how Nashville got built. Camthara was down here by himself, but he had faith enough to call into the class because before it wasn't online, it was on the phone. So he would call in every single day, every single class, ask questions, get information, learn more and more and more. And then he got brothers come to him, and then they built the school. Initially, it wasn't this building. Initially, the school was at a person's house, then another person's garage, and eventually, it became this building. But it wasn't always this way. But that faith, believing that it could happen, and then doing the things that it took to make it happen, is why we have ISUPK Nashville. Give that a hand. That's how we have it. It's how we got here because a brother got the talent. Instead of burying the talent, he doubled it, tripled it, quadrupled it. Look how many brothers are in here now. It went from one brother to now we got what, 9 brothers and a handful of sisters. We get sisters like crazy in here, man. That's increase, but that increase comes from you having faith, and real faith is action. Is believing that. So don't have the spirit of a sluggard. Don't be overly ambitious. Be content with what you have in life, but don't be content with what your position in life is. Always be thinking, I could be more. I thought I'm about to tell some truth about me. Nah, man. When I was a trooper, I got the officer's test. No. Yeah, I got the officer's test. It took what felt like forever for me to get it. But when I finally got it, I looked at it. Oh man, I know all this shit. Ain't tripping. This ain't nothing. I took it, failed. What? Took it again, failed. There ain't no damn way. How is that happening? Took it again, failed it. A demon's on me at this point. I'm like, I guess I'm just gonna be a trooper forever. I guess I know this stuff, but for some reason I'm constantly failing. Took it again, failed it. At that point, the reverse psychology didn't work. So what happened? I had to really start applying what I was learning, thinking about what the Lord would have me do. You want me just to give up? No. I'm failing this test for a reason. And it's my own stupid mind that's getting in my way. I know the answers. So how am I feeling it? It don't make sense because I was missing something. I was comfortable with where I was instead of looking for what I didn't know, what I didn't see. And it wasn't until I opened my mind to see what I didn't see. That's when I started realizing, okay, damn, that's what I was doing wrong. And I passed it. Epic foreshadowing. Salaki. Keep reading.
Oh God, enter thou into the joy of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 22. He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents besides them.
So he just because he only had two and he only just got two more, that was still acceptable because he took 100% and gave 100% with that 100%. Keep going.
Verse 23. His Lord said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant.
Mm-hmm.
Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things.
Mm-hmm.
Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord.
Keep going.
Verse 24. Then he which had received 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art an hard man.
Do you understand what that means right there? I knew that thou art a hard man. Go ahead. Yeah. But more to like, because he's austere, he's hard to please. He's easy to make angry. Right? So keep reading. That was called fear. I'm gonna let you finish this verse. I'm gonna break down what I'm talking about. But go ahead. 24.
I knew thee that thou art an
Mm-hmm.
not and gathering where thou hast not strong.
Has not strawed. Keep going.
Verse 25. And I was afraid and went and hid thy talent
Mm-hmm.
in the earth. Lo, there, there thou hast that is thine.
Real quick, I'm gonna explain that last part. Where it says, Lo, there thou hast that is thine. He said, Look, here's what you gave me. But that fear is another thing that'll stop you from expressing your belief. Proving if you got fear, if fear rules you, you don't got faith. Because fear will stop you from having action, stop having works. Fear will keep you from expressing your faith and your belief and doing what you should do to express it. He didn't do it because he was afraid of what the master would do to him if he didn't produce anything, if he lost the coin, basically. So instead of losing, if you don't know, that's what talents are, coins. Instead of losing the coin, he opted to just bury it so that nothing could possibly happen to it. And then he gave the excuse that I was afraid because I knew if I lost it, you would be upset. You can't be afraid to disappoint the Lord without giving effort. You have to give forth effort. And if you fail, so what? You pick yourself back up and you don't fail the next time. But what happened if you fail the next time? So what? You pick yourself up and you don't fail the next time. But what happens if you fail 5 more times after that? So what? You pick yourself up and you don't fail the next time. That's the difference between a righteous man and a wicked person. The difference between a brother who's putting forth the effort or a sister who's putting forth the effort to be righteous and to be perfect and a person who's a sinner. I can't call a person a sinner who's constantly fighting a demon. They may lose, but they're actively fighting the demon. But the person who chooses to stay, who falls weak and stays continuously falling weak, and they're not fighting, they're not coming to class, they're not coming to get counsel, they're just actively choosing to dwell with a demon. That's a sinner. That's the difference between being a sinner and a righteous person. And that's the difference between being lazy and a sluggard. And your treasure not being in the most high and it actually being in him. Because if you got the spirit of fear, you're not gonna do what the Lord told you to do for fear of punishment from the Lord, for fear of failing. Whole time success was right there, it would have been handed to you. The scriptures say, exactly, try again. The scriptures say, when thy ways please the Lord, he'll make even thy enemies to be at peace with thee. So you could be all the way in the truth, doing everything right, and you sincerely are trying to beat your demons. The Lord will throw you a bone, bro. I've seen it happen. It happened to me plenty times. Where I'd have thought I couldn't, there ain't no way these white people gonna let me. Man, shoot. And then you do, they do. They come to you and they offering you all types of outlandish positions and accolades and stuff for things that you just did on a whim. I just tried. The Lord be with you in them times. Why? Because you be faithful to him. That's what that verse is talking about. The verse before is talking about where the servants, they took the little bit that the Lord gave them and multiplied them. He said that you've been faithful in a little, so I'm gonna make you a master of a lot. Paraphrasing. That's the Lord doing that in your life. When you got regular everyday situations occur and you do well in them everyday situation, but because you in the truth, the Lord offer you more, a little bit more in them everyday situations. Where it could have just been, oh, you did a good job today. No, I'm gonna give you a bonus. It might not even be something as great as a bonus. It might just be you did a good job today versus your work going unnoticed. People taking note, writing it down. So then it's kind of come down to them quarterly bonuses or them quarterly reviews where you can potentially get a raise. Your name first on the list. Why? Because the Lord was with you because you did what the Lord commanded you to do outside of that bullcrap place. That's not your treasure. The treasure is here. When your treasure becomes here, then everything out there just comes kind of easily. I give you a real life example, bro. Before I was in the truth, I had my own business and I was making a bunch of money. But after that stopped and I started having to work for people, it was like night and day. My money flow changed. I was making regular human, not human, but regular people money. You know what I'm saying? Regular little hourly money. It was a culture shock, right? But the Lord was with me, man. And so I went from just being a concrete finisher to running crews. I went from learning how to do fire and water restoration to running crews. Now I'm training to be project manager in somebody's place. You know what I'm saying? I'm working for a company that's actively. I'm not asking them to get me certified in these certifications. They're actively asking me to get them. A couple weeks ago, look, last week I guess it was. Me and my rib went to Myrtle Beach. If I hadn't been going to Myrtle Beach with her, I'd have been in Atlanta getting another certification in HVAC. They was paying for me to do these things, but it's not because of nothing I've done outside of serving the Most High, but because I served Him, He made my enemies to be at peace with me. That's what real faith is. Your treasure is showing what your treasure is by your actions when you're not there. When you're in here, that's when you're showing what your treasure is. Keep going.
Verse 26. Was Lord answered and said unto him, thou wicked and slothful servant.
What did he call him? He called him wicked and slothful because he chose the easy route. He chose the peaceful, not having a. They don't talk about what those two other men did to make they shit double. They don't talk about that. So we don't know what they went through. All we know is the end result that they doubled it. But what about him? They call him slothful because he was lazy. He didn't do anything. He chose the peaceful life. He chose the easy route instead of the hard route because the hard route would have meant success. The hard route would have meant gain, but it also would have meant suffering. It also would have meant hard days, worry, stress, potentially losing people leaving because they don't have the vision that you got. But it was worth it because they got made Lord over many things. Both of them, they got the exact same reward, even though they had different amounts of burden. But this other one, the Lord called him wicked and slothful. Keep going.
Thou knewest not, Slakia, thou knewest that I reap where I see not.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
Verse 27. Thou oughtest therefore to put my money to the exchangers,
So he said, basically, you nigga, you should have at least put it in the bank and let it accrue interest. Keep going.
and then at my coming I should have received mine own with usury.
Exactly. See, then I could at least got the interest. I could have got something off of what I gave you, but I didn't get nothing but what I gave you back. Why did I give it to you at all? I could have gave it to somebody else. And that's how the Most High, even in the truth, that's how the Most High views us. If you don't produce fruit, the Lord will walk through his vineyard and pluck out every single plant that don't produce fruit. There's people that claim that they're in the truth. They're not really in the truth. They in the truth in name. You might see them here and there on videos here and there, but they're not really in the truth. The Lord will pluck them out and put somebody new in their place. All that zeal that they had don't mean nothing because they left. Spiritually, they left. There's somebody new to put in right here. And they got that same zeal. But you know what they're doing that you're not doing? They're here. Keep going.
Verse 28. Take therefore the time from him, and give it unto him which hath taken some.
That's the what I just said. Though to pluck you out, put somebody who new in here who can really do the job, who's going to do the job. He'll replace you. All of us, me, anybody, Nashak, everybody can be replaced. The Lord will put somebody new in this place that's better, that's gonna actually do the work. Your job is to prepare for the eventuality that could possibly happen. And how do you prepare for that?
By having faith and not being lazy.
By not being lazy, exactly. You have to do the work of constantly. You should never be thinking, okay, I made it, I'm cool. No, no, don't ever be that person. Don't ever think, yes, I passed officer's test. Yes, I'm an officer of 50. Cool. Now I can coast it. No, don't be that. You got to be thinking about, okay, now I'm here. What do I need to do now that I'm here? Okay, so that's what I need to do. Okay, how can I better do this office that I've been given? How can I make I need to be the best. This office ain't never been ran by me before. It needs to be ran like it ain't never been ran by somebody like me before. When I got over camp equipment, I ran camp equipment like it ain't never been ran by somebody like me before. You know what I'm saying? That's how all of us have to be about everything. When that cookout came and we was finally done, everybody was like, "Cool, we done." You know what me and the Shock was talking about? We got to figure out how to light fire up under these niggas because they all cool. It's over with. Yeah, it was hard. It was done. Now we on to the next fight. We don't get to sit in the corner forever. It's time to come out the corner. Your gloves is already on. Keep fighting. Keep going.
Oh God. Verse
Salaki, hold on. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Khan, you're absolutely right. But no, nigga, we off of that. Salaki. We off of that. But that's the truth. That is true. Keep going.
verse 29. For unto every one shall be given,
Mm-hmm.
and he shall abundance. But from him that hath not shall be taken away, even that which he hath.
Now, what do you think that's talking about? Read the first part.
Oh God. For unto one that hath shall be given,
Now, what do you think? Oh, keep going.
and he shall have abundance.
What do you think that part is talking about? Remember, we're talking about faith.
He's essentially to everyone that has belief
Mm-hmm.
for these dangerous knowledge, right?
Mm-hmm.
For each person that has that, they will also be given more
Exactly. Keep going.
than the abundant.
Keep going.
Conversely, those that won't have, they won't be given.
Even a little bit that they got will be taken from them. So, an example of what this is saying, right? You're here in class, right? Physically here right now in class. Because you're in class, the Lord is going to increase you. You're going to have more, you're going to gain more knowledge, more understanding. The more you're here, the more sense it's going to make everything that we read. You'll be able to read these scriptures and break them down. And there's some of them in here that's Real hard to understand. If you don't hear a breakdown, you're not gonna understand them. You know what I'm saying? There's one in particular I struggled with for a long time, but even I ain't gonna get to that. I struggled with it, right? But there's also a type of person who was here, or he's here sometimes, but then he leaves and he don't come back here for a while. The Lord is gonna take that zeal from him. You gonna be out there? Well, just stay out there. That's the type of person that was here and then they left. Every person that was here and then they left, that's what happened to them. They weren't in here producing. They weren't in here growing themselves, increasing themselves. So the Lord took what little bit that they had, made them stay out there. Their treasure was something else out there. It wasn't this. Because their treasure was something else out there, the Lord took what little bit of zeal that they had and put it out. Take that from them. He don't need it. Keep reading.
But from him that hath not shall be taken away,
Mm-hmm.
even that which he hath.
Keep going.
Verse 30. And cast ye the unprofitable servant unto outer darkness.
That's what the Lord did to every single person that was here, but they're not here now. They are all out there in outer darkness. The Lord cast them out into outer darkness because they chose that. Not because it all the Lord did was open the door. They was already walking out the door anyway. The only thing stopping them was the door. You want that way? You want to keep trying to go that way? Fine. Open the door for them, angels. Come, sir. Angels opened the door. Opportunity to leave and go do something greater came. And then all they saw was they treasure in their eyes. And that's when they went for. Go ahead.
Slav.
Mm-hmm.
The concept this
Mm-hmm.
well, so just think about the truth, things around the truth, you know. Specifically we're talking about Appalachian slavery,
Yeah.
in that tax bracket where family knows his friends, associates.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yo, like, kind of broke down to the end goal of establishing governmental governing body, a system for nation, for the world government essentially that will come after Babylon falls.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yeah, that's why I was so can into the truth. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
is it
If I could, there's a precept for what you just said. That's Romans 10 and 1. We would. No, see what your question. You can write that down, but you can see what your question though. Do you know what Romans 10 and 1 says? Brother, my heart's prayer and desire for all Israel is that they might be saved. But keep going.
well, so yeah, I told him like even if you're not in prison as a soldier, trooper, you know, if you just get in here and live by the laws, statutes, and commandments,
Mm-hmm.
will change your life.
Yeah.
Like, so there's also a flip side to what happens to that whether you Gentile or in between or something else, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Flips, you know,
Yeah.
I want to know, is it enough? I don't like using the word enough.
I understand. I know what you're about to ask me, but go ahead. Just say it.
Is it
Just ask it. Go ahead.
is brothers or sisters them to just be in school and not trying to be a young man, be a sister, and to come in here?
Yeah. I'm gonna give you a preset for it. Because not everybody hold on. Not everybody is meant to be a soldier. Not everybody has that type of strength. Some people's battles ain't other people's battles. During the time of Joshua, not every single Israelite man was a soldier. There was a number of soldiers, but not every single brother was a soldier, right? Go to Matthew 10 and 41. Just being in the truth, following the law, statutes, and commandments is enough. Go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 2, verse 41. He that receiveth a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward.
That's it right there. Being in the truth, being in here, helping the truth. First of all, being in the truth means helping push the truth, be it financially, be it with like the sisters. The sisters don't go to war and don't go to camp or nothing like that. The sisters just make bread and food and serve. That's all they really do. You know what I'm saying? But they still in the truth. You know what I'm saying? That same thing is true for brothers that don't have the physical capacity to be able, they don't have the spiritual strength right now to be at camp. They just in here students. Those brothers are still in the truth. For them, that's enough. There's another precept, matter of fact. Hold on. Uh Damn. I don't know if I can remember. How does it go? Slocky, give me 1 second. God, bro. Damn.
Good. This I will definitely be paying to him because I talk to him often about the truth and what it's like being in the truth. Something is very grateful to the truth, almost envious of it because of how much it saved my life. And he asks questions that err on the side of him wanting to know more and learn more.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like basically to coming in here as a being a soldier off rip, and I want to communicate to him that's not necessarily the case. It's like 90% of us, but it's like a lion's share of us. But that doesn't mean that's not that's the only part, you know.
Real quick. Go to Acts chapter 15 and verse 18. And what you said is it makes sense, you know what I'm saying? But for your father, he needs to see you do this.
Oh,
That's what's gonna give him strength to actually come in here. Right now, before you came in here, his eye wasn't on the truth. He ain't had nothing to know nothing about nothing, right? But you being in the truth, you're the sacrifice that's saving him. He's slowly but surely learning. He's slowly but surely looking the right direction. It's just a matter of time. It's either he's gonna do it before Christ come, or it's gonna be too late. But Lord willing, he do it before Christ come. He sees what he's looking at and starts to walk towards it. It's just a matter of time. So long as you stay the path, you're drawing him in. You are the bait, and you're fishing him in. You ready? Go to Acts 15 and verse, what I say, 19? 18. Start 18.
this is Acts chapter 15, verse 18. Knowing unto God are all his works from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 19. Wherefore my sentence is that we trouble not them which from among the Gentiles are turned to God.
So we don't trouble our brothers and sisters like your father. He's looking the right direction. We don't want to trouble him, right? We ain't gonna flood him with a billion precepts, a billion laws, and tell him just drop everything that you're doing that's unlawful. We would love for him to do that, but we're not gonna hold it against him if he can't immediately do that. All we need to see is him making strides towards the truth, him fighting his flesh, slowly but surely conquering demon after demon after demon after demon, and that's what excuses are. Those are demons, right? So he gonna slowly but surely conquer them demons, and eventually he gonna come into the truth. But right now, this is what we're gonna do. Keep reading.
Come, verse 20. But that we went unto them, that they abstain from pollutions
No idol worship,
and fornication,
no fornication,
and from blood.
and really just unlawful foods. So what this verse is talking about, what Paul is saying here, is that we need to impose onto them Encourage them to do the things that's easier for them to do at their current level. If they're already looking this way, we want to pull them all the way in. So how we lure them in? We give them, well, you start off with these couple of laws. Stop, stop smoking weed. Focus on not smoking weed right now. You finished beating the weed? Cool. Let's drop the cigarettes. Go ahead.
So I can,
I ain't no worry.
that reminds us that today,
What happened?
stay, peanut butter, peanut butter, cashew butter, jelly sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
Pour myself some matcha, right? Green juice, very distinct space. Yeah, where's that? I was one of that one. Mind you, I never seen this dude. But conversation about him just pouring out to me that he wants to start eating healthy,
Mm-hmm.
right? And in the world, when you vegetarians, you know, so yes, we
Yeah, go ahead. What you tell them? What'd you say?
pork,
That's what you asked them?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. You know they don't sweat, right? Pigs eat sweat. It's not even sweat. It's gonna be pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, as a really, you see a guy that really like really want to switch gears, cut out the pork, shrimp, crab, shit, down under there. And dude just finished eating this food. Yeah, man, I gotta go call my wife. Thank you, man. What was your name? Oh,
So, brother, you understand what you did right there? That's fishing. That's exactly what that was. You asked me earlier, how do you push the truth? He saw you, something about you drew him to you, and he asked you questions that you could answer. And you gave him what he needed. Now he's gonna take that home and talk to his wife about it. That's what this is. That's what your treasure, that's proof that your treasure is this. Because you could have told him, well, because there's some people, believe it or not, there's people out here who claim in, there's people who believe that they need to focus on eating healthy. That's life. It's the health. Instead of that's life for them is the health. That's their treasure. Exactly. You could be one of them. Because you know what the scriptures say about people who only eat vegetables? It calls them weak. Verbatim, it calls them weak. Ain't nothing wrong with eating just vegetables, but the scriptures call you weak if you do it. You know what I'm saying? But you understand why it calls them weak though. That's the important part. It calls them weak because they believe that eating vegetables is you that eating meat is bad because people told them that. But how can eating meat be bad if it's written in the law that we're supposed to eat meat? Do you know that for a year, every 50 years, every 50th year, we're not even supposed to eat vegetables? Well, let me be clear. You can't eat nothing that grew out the ground. If it grew out the ground and you gotta let it fall to the ground and die and refertilize the earth, we're only supposed to eat meat for that whole year. That's in the law. So how can you be a vegetarian? It's not possible. I mean, I guess it kind of is, but it ain't really though, because at one point in your life, unless you live to be 200, over 100 years old, then twice in your life, you don't get to eat meat vegetables for a whole year. Go ahead.
also, as you gotta break that.
Yep, Passover, you have to eat the lamb. Exactly. So you every year you're breaking your oath to be vegan because it's weak. Because the only reason people do it is because they heard about it from somebody else. The health nuts tell you these things. Slakia. What about the brothers in the book of Daniel? Which brothers are you speaking about in the book of Daniel? Give me a precept to go to. But brothers choose to be weak because they've heard people tell them things that's contrary to what the truth. And instead of I mean, I won't say instead of investigating themselves. Let me be clear. There's nothing wrong with just eating vegetables if that's what you choose to do. Just you can't make a religion out of it. You can't just I only eat vegetables. No, because once every year you have to eat meat. You know what I'm saying? Don't be vain. The scripture talk about that too. It's a precept about that. Talk about the Lord giving us up to vain superstition. You don't want to be given the vain superstition. That's what that is. Not eating meat. That's vain superstition. Well, I heard if you eat too much red meat, something gonna happen to you. Ain't nothing gonna happen to you, brother. The Lord told us what red meat we can eat. As long as it part the hoof and chew the tuds, you'll be high. Even the argument, we going down the rabbit hole now, but there's an argument about all the pesticides and all that. You know, there's a precept to cut that too. The Lord said that we're gonna drink poison and shall not die. If you in the truth, the pesticides don't matter. All these recall. Let me tell you, the world is talking about explosive diarrhea with this lettuce and crap for like a month now, right? It ain't happened to me yet. I've been eating lettuce. I've been eating salads, more salads since then. When they eat only fruit and vegetables instead of the king's food. Give me the precept of what you're talking about, brother. We can read that because I don't remember that off the top of my head. I know in the Apocrypha there's a situation that's similar to that, but uh the brother chose not to eat the pork. It was pork. It was unlawful meat in the Apocrypha. Yeah, that was unlawful meat. That's the story of Eleazar. Yeah, he chose not to eat the unlawful meat, and he was willing to sacrifice his life. That's a good example to go to for this class. But he chose to sacrifice his life if it meant showing the next generation, the youth, what they should and should not do, where they should and should not bend the knee. He was willing to die to serve the Lord, and but the reason why he was willing to stand on that was for the next generation to see it, because it's during the time when the Greeks was besieged Jerusalem, and all they was being encouraged was to be Greeks. You know what I'm saying? Instead of following the law, statutes, and commandments. But Eleazar wasn't coming up off of it. He was an old brother. He was stuck in his ways. He wasn't coming up off of it. So when it came time for him to really prove that he wasn't coming up off of it, where his life was in danger, he stood on business to the end. And then the very next chapter, you got the mother with her 7 sons, and she told all of them to stand on business to the very end, and they did. You know what I'm saying? Good.
Thing I actually learned from the game. I learned that in some class.
Mm-hmm.
And so
We can probably get into it next week, but if the situation in Daniel was relative to the class, then I'll give it to you. You know what I'm saying? If the situation was, I gotta read it. I gotta read it. I don't want to just say that. I'm gonna read it. I get back to it next week for you. Slakia. Slakia. I forgot where I was at. Where was I? I got distracted. Yeah, I'll move to Acts. Let's go back to Matthew. Let's go back to Matthew. It was in Matthew 25 in verse 29. Nope, we talked about the outer darkness. Verse 31.
no, God, verse 31. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all holy angels with him,
Mm-hmm.
shall he sit on his
Oh, so that was it on that set of verses. Brother, if you could find the precept and the verses to what you're talking about when we can read them. But if you don't, I'm gonna end the class and we can get on it next week. Lord willing, you in class, you can ask me in class, we can read together, and I can break it down for you. All right. But if anybody else got any questions, everybody to what? I got one more precept before we go. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 51 and verse 30 in the Apocrypha. Ecclesiasticus chapter 51 and verse 30. Start at verse 29.
It's the book of Ecclesiasticus and the Apocrypha, chapter 51, verse 29. Let your soul rejoice in his mercy, and be not ashamed of his praise.
The service of the Lord give you joy. All the suffering, all the turmoil, all the funny looks, all the missed opportunities. Let that bring you joy. Keep going.
Oh, God. Where your work, every time,
B times.
time.
That B times means when you don't want to do it, when it's not profitable for you to do it, still do the work. Keep going.
Oh, God. And in his time, he will give you your reward.
And in his time, he gonna give you your reward. That's the key takeaway. Don't be lazy, don't be a sluggard, because he's gonna give you your reward. Slakia, let's go to Daniel chapter 1 and verse 8 real quick for the brother. Slakia, give me 1 second. Let me get there. Go ahead, read it.
Oh, God. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 1, verse 8. But Daniel proposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the prince of eunuchs that he might not defile himself.
Let me go back up real quick and see. Was the meat unlawful? Daily of the vision of the king, drink mercy. They stand before the king. I'm gonna have to go back and reread this. I have to find out if the meat was unlawful, why he didn't eat the meat. Because he said it would defile him. Well, I mean, we can just black and white understand with the law, if it's gonna defile him, that means that the meat was unclean. So they try to do the same thing to Dan that they did to Eleazar. They try to force him to eat the unlawful meat if it was gonna defile him. Let me see. And the kind of the children that eat the portion of the king's meat. Yeah, let me read this. I'm gonna ask Captain Shock to find out for sure. But if I'm not mistaken, the meat was unclean because he said it was gonna defile him. So it's just like with Eleazar. Instead of eating the unclean meat, he chose not to. He said they were slaves at that time. Con. I'm gonna have to ask the Shock to find out for sure. But I think that's what it is. That the meat was unclean. Because that's what the heathen always tried to do to us. They always tried to make us eat the unlawful food. Ever since slavery, now shrimp and crab is lobster is delicacy. When during slavery, the U.S. government said that y'all can't keep giving it to them. They said that's mistreatment of the people of the slaves, making them eat bottom feeder creatures, shellfish. But now we just turned it into a delicacy. Black people make boils and all that. So it don't surprise me that they were slaves then. It makes sense that they were slaves that food was unlawful because they do it to us today. Well, not today, but you get what I'm saying. During slavery, they did it to us. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, with that, if anybody else got any more questions, I'm gonna get a breakdown on that from the shop. Next week I have a breakdown for it. If everybody to walk, I'm gonna pass the class off to young man Omar. When you get up, you have to turn the camera so you can be seen on the screen.
ISUPK started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother or sister in the school. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment found in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashera, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, we have the Memorial of Blowing Trumpets on Friday, September 11th, 2026, found in Leviticus chapter 23, verse 24 through 25. Announce convocations from the sheep. Remind Akim and Aquath to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing headband, start wearing all black, boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, men of Israel, Imagine. Feet stand. We're going to give one courtesy salute. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine. Barak.
Yahaba Shim Yahshua Barakatah.
Yajim Matar. Sar.
Oh,
Oh,
dismiss.
dismissed.